Number 19.
On behalf of the RHS, Tom, we'd like to present you with your gold medal. That face says it all.
James, we did it.
Great.
Oh, I can't tell you how pleased I am.
We'd like to present you with your silver gilt.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Thank you. Danny, where's my hug?
Yeah, I'm like, Daddy's looking at me first.
On behalf of the RHS, I'm delighted to present you with your gold.
Hug everybody in the grounds and I'm going to let you celebrate.
Who else wants a hug?
I'm on the Boodles Travel Garden, which showcases some of the most beautiful and unusual plants in the world with its creator, Tom Hoblin. Welcome, Tom, and congratulations on your gold medal. Has it sunk in?
Not yet. I mean, it was only an hour ago that I won it, and I really haven't had time to kind of take it on board. I mean, I phoned my wife and everyone like that, but I need to sort of sit down and take this in because it's just, I mean, I came here 12 years ago, and, you know, it's my first gold for years, so I'm so thrilled.
And now I'm interviewing you.
Yeah,
so it's
I
all
know.
happening,
I
isn't
know,
it?
I know.
But this garden is absolutely beautiful. So let's talk about the inspiration for it.
Yes, so it's to celebrate a journey done by the founding chairman of Boodles, Anthony Wainwright. It's 60 years ago. He went around the world in 16 days, which is no mean feat in those days. And so they asked me to sort of represent this in the form of a garden. But rather than try and do all parts of the world, I just focused on the sort of his Far Eastern leg. So the whole garden's got a bit of a sort of Far Eastern, it's almost sort of Zen-like feel to it.
Yeah, it really does. So let's pick out some of the things and features you put in, because there's a table and chairs, which are really cute, and you can tell that's that influence from that part of the world.
Yeah, it's sort of Chinese noodle bench, it's inspired by, but it's made in the UK by a sort of master craftsman in Lincolnshire out of wood from ash dieback. Actually had to be felled because of ash dieback, and he made this wonderful bench and table out of it. And he did sort of shusugi ban, which is that burning of the wood, but then he pickled it with vinegar to bring out the sort of chestnutty hue in it.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. I'm really loving the water and how it ripples. Let's talk about that and how you achieved it.
Yeah, well, that was a tough one. I had this wonderful water chap called Bamba who I told him my idea, and he said, we need to go and cast sand ripples on West Wittering Beach. So we literally made 9 casts of different sand ripples when the tide went out, and then made them into these molds, which we could sort of cast. I think there were 9 different sort of patterns.
Yeah.
And it's just getting the flow of water right, so it constantly ripples. Obviously, you know, the river represents journey, you know, from going around the world, and that was it. So yeah, it worked really well.
I love that. I used to go to West Wittering Beach with my children when they were little. But if you want to create this sort of courtyard feeling at home, what could you do?
That's a really good point, because obviously I've made this to be a real garden, and it is going to go into a real garden after this. So, but if you notice, I've got quite a few stumps celebrating the sort of Victorian stumpery era. Yeah. But also I've got little small logs. So even if you just find a nice piece of wood, and I've got some sort of what's called epiphytic plants that like to grow on wood. It's like mosses and lichen, but also I've got Aracema and Polygonatum and things. And you can just plant up a log, and literally in no time at all it will look really beautiful.
I particularly love this path. It's wonderful. I love the colour. Tell me a bit about it.
It's a limestone, and I chose it because it's got really good fossil content, and I wanted to have this sort of air of rusticity, like my wall with the ferns and the stone. So I had it acid etched, so it's slightly rough. And it's very, quite comfortable to walk on in bare feet and things. So it turned out really well. And also you don't want it too white, because of course it would show up all the marks.
Yeah, it's really classic. It's got a classic feel. It's just a wonderful garden. I can see why you got your gold. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, from a garden with an international flavour to a quintessentially British classic bloom, here's Francis and today's Summer Stunner.